the late 4th century, Bishop Athanasius of Alexandria was one of the most powerful men in the church. He saw that Christians would need a fixed canon as their guide to the faith and set about deciding which texts should be included and which should be excluded. This was the time when Christianity was being molded into the state religion of the Roman Empire and when the first Bibles started to appear. In 367 AD, Athanasius sent a letter to all the churches and monasteries in Egypt that laid out the 27 books of the New Testament that are still in the Bible today.
As a result of letters like the Festal Letter of 367, the other Christian texts, many of which were still being used, were condemned to oblivion. The classic case of this is the Nag Hammadi texts because they are buried very much at the same time as Athanasius' Festal Letters. Quite clearly, the monasteries were pretty frightened of what he was trying to do and whether they would be rounded up and excommunicated if they went on using these texts, which is why they were hidden in a jar and buried not far from the monastery.
But what was in the Nag Hammadi texts that might have upset the bishop? In the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus says,
"I have cast fire upon the world, and see, I am guarding it until it blazes."
Essentially, what we have are a number of writings very often distinguishing themselves from more familiar versions of Christianity. Tends to have a kind of elitist outlook, in other words.
Jesus said, "It is to those worthy of my secrets that I am telling my secrets. Do not let your left hand understand what your right hand is doing."
Another reason why some of the texts may have caused offense was their pessimistic view of the world.
In one of the sayings of Jesus in the Gospel of Thomas, he speaks of the world as being a corpse, as being a dead thing, because it kind of reflects a view of materiality as in itself bad and is something to be escaped from.
Jesus said, "Whoever has become acquainted with the world has found a corpse, and the world is not worthy of the one who has found the corpse."
The Gospel of Philip, also part of the Nag Hammadi find, might have seemed scandalous. It suggested that Jesus might have been close to Mary Magdalene and that he
loved Mary Magdalene more than the rest of the disciples and used to kiss her often on the mouth.
The Nag Hammadi codices even contain a text attributed to Mary Magdalene, the Gospel of Mary.
The Gospel of Mary is very unusual and very significant in the extent to which it gives prominence to a woman disciple of Jesus.